As Miles Red Songbird, Z. Michelle Birdsong in New York City. Will Smith for president in 2020. That's Will Smith. He was Seth, the third and perfect son of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. This is A1, Melanie L. Spear, who is the first girl in the world, Adam and Eve's first girl child, with her husband, who was Cain, Devin Gangadine. Let's see, this is Abel Michael Phelps. And this is Azur, who is Adam and Eve's baby girl, who was married to Seth in the Garden of Eden. Okay, let's begin mainstreaming. We're going to decode the word M-A-A-M, M-Ma, which means mother of the earth. I for pleasure, N for entered, mild red, as, S-T for saint, Tulsi Sahib, her for R, E for Eve, E for Eve, A for M. Adams, M for Madam, pleasure for I, N children, N G for garden, God's heart, divine source, God's divine source, heart, here true Eve, Venus, U.S., under sun, United States, daughter of the sun, God, Eve, is the earth's energy. That's huge. You need to know where your energy comes from. It comes from the daughter of the sun, Eve. I'm like people, humans. Only 2% of the population is human. I'm not like most of the population in human form. They are the consciousness of flies, with demons, cockroaches, dogs, pigs, baboons, apes. These are all in human forms, and they have these consciousness. Snakes, fake greats, etc. Someone saying Michael John Spear said, food only tastes best when you're hungry. Sex is best when you have an appetite for your partner and you taste him. Your tastes are for him. However briefly, even invisibly, the heart must have what the heart desires. However briefly, however discreetly, secretly, mischievously, many a baby is made unknown, can't see who the father is till he or she is grown, when traits are shown. I started the desegregation of the Woolworth lunch counter in Clarksville, Tennessee when I was 15 years old. My true father, Reverend Dr. Wilbur Daniel, desegregated Austin Peay College graduate school in Clarksville, Tennessee. See, we did the same thing. I did as he did. I didn't even know he was my father. I was one of the first black ladies to attend and graduate from American Airlines Stewardess College in the 1960s. See? Genes will tell. Continuation: how to disassemble an armed Swiss watch. It's a case of taking it apart piece by piece. To unpick a nuclear device, engineers need to know the exact sequence in which the pieces were originally put together. The design of atomic bombs. This is from another video, by the way. The design of atomic bombs is what I'd call an open secret. There aren't that many ways of designing them, and so if the Americans had to deal with the North Korean bombs, for example, it wouldn't be much of a mystery to them, said Rosner. But the, where am I? But the more sophisticated and destructive hydrogen bombs that the Americans, British, Chinese, French, and Russians possess is a different story. There are many different designs, and so the disassembly is very difficult. You have to be awfully careful, said Rosner. From a mechanical engineer's perspective, they're like a highly tuned Swiss watch. Note: the Swiss watch. They don't participate, except in CERN, Switzerland. They have built the most dangerous machine in the world in CERN, Switzerland. They are trying to recreate creation by explosions. I hope the machine in CERN is dismantled soon, never to be reassembled again before it does damage their mechanical artwork with amazingly clever designs. This is talking about the hydrogen bombs in France, China, etc. Other experts agree that unpacking the design is the most challenging part of the process. Note: do the engineers build destructive things out of boredom? Heads, domes, be ordered empty. Be ordered empty. The heads, empty heads. Domes means the heads. It's less about the nuclear material and more about the engineering, said Tom Plant, director of proliferation and nuclear policy at the Royal United Services Institute for Defense and Security Studios, an independent think tank in the United Kingdom. Note: they are not thinking. Nobody who thought through creating a hydrogen bomb would create a hydrogen bomb. There is no mad genius, Hitler, attempting to take over the world with bombs. There is a cultural war going on, being waged with psychological warfare. We have outed the Jews, the fake Jews, the ones who call themselves Jews, the Rothschilds. The blacks are the real Jews, the real Hebrews. The Muslims are trying to take over the world using brute force by beheading Christians, just as the Christians and others behead chickens and other harmless beings. Okay, let's decode beings. B, Eve. E for Einstein and genius. And then G for Gorinda, S for Sing, Dylan, saint. Okay, so Eve is Einstein and a genius, and Gorinda Singh is a saint. And they're the heads of the Holy Royal Family of saints, geniuses, and humans. They want to help, not harm, humanity. Humanity decoded, heaven and earth. You, man, A-N, and angels, pleasure, true eye. Okay, they have the true eye. They see what is there truly. Okay, and they are the pleasure of humanity because they have clarity and they can help you to have clarity. It would be significantly harder and therefore less likely that a team of engineers could disassemble a hydrogen bomb without knowing the exact design sequence, but still not technically impossible. I hope all atoms and hydrogen bombs are disassembled soon, without harm to anyone, with or without the exact design sequences. Sequences decoded: C, Eve, Queen, N for Enter, N for North, C for Carolina, E for Event secretly. C, Eve, Queen, Enter North Carolina, event secretly. She's Queen is Elizabeth I. She's Queen Isabella, Queen of Information, the Michelle Birdsong. She was the Emperor, Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. She was Saint Tulsi Sahib and Guru Nanak the Saint. She is the first daughter of the Sun, God, Mother, Father, of Queen Victoria, Empress of India, Robin Birdsong, Robin Michelle Birdsong. She's Robin is St. Francis of Assisi. Now, no, that's a vow, who took a vow of poverty and had a love of animals. Robin Michelle Birdsong is Azure, the first wives of Abel and Seth in the Garden of Eden. Queen of Egypt, she's the Michelle Birdsong is the mother of the Queen of Egypt, Pharaoh. Melanie Lynn Spear, A1, the first girl in the world, first girl child of Adam and Eve. She's St. Patrick, patron saint of the poor, and of Ireland, who spawned 4 saints in past life, this life. Okay, the saints that Melanie Lynn Spear spawned is one great saint of Agra, Swamiji Maharaji. Melanie was his wife at that time. The second, Baba Jamal Singh, projection of Jesus Christ, the Buddha. So this one, the Swamiji, is Seth Ransinger, Melanie's son. And Jamal Singh, projection of Jesus Christ, is Jindar Michelle Ransinger, Melanie's daughter. Princess Poet Saint Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is Lou Ransinger, Melanie's son. Saint Kabir is Ostara Gloria Hiawatha, Melanie's daughter. The Michelle Birdsong brought into the world the Saint Sardar Bahadur Jagat Singh Ji, King, who was King Menelaus, King Arthur, King Saul, King Charlemagne, now known as Singh Birdsong, a musical genius. Mozart, Vangelis, projection, Jimi Hendrix, George Gershwin, Richard Rodgers, projection of Sly and the Family Stone. And the Michelle Birdsong brought into the world personal pain and discomfort, Jesus Christ, Master, St. John the Baptist, Anthony Craig, Tony Williams of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Prior to that, he was of Chicago, Illinois. A country, knowing its own design, should be able to disassemble its own modern nuclear weapon, and many have. As of 2014, the U.S. had dismantled 85% of its declared stockpile of nuclear weapons since 1967, the year I, Eve, graduated American Airlines Stewardess College, when America had more than 31,000 war-ready nuclear warheads, according to the U.S. Department of State. Hillary Clinton ruined that credibility. But I guess then it was honest. I hope so, anyway. Before any nuclear dismantling can even take place, the right political atmosphere needs to exist, said planned. Planned, discoded. P for present, land, LAN for land, T for terrain, T for true, truth. Present, land, terrain, true, truth. Plant still isn't optimistic. T-O-P, top. Art. Pa art. I'm mystic. mystic, mystic. My strain I see, my saint I see, Ariel, Ariel, my master of Saint-Mat, the sun angel. Sun, S for sun, A for angel, A-N for angel, T for true, M-A for ma, A-T for at, T for thee. Sun angel, true, ma, after earth, Eve, mother of the earth. That's Saint-Mat, decoded. That is the faith of Jesus Christ that he heads. Tucker Carlson is the son of Eve and Abraham Lincoln. Anthony, Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is grateful and pleased that Tucker is his son, and so is Eve, the Michelle Birdsong, pleased that he is her son. Gurinder Singh Dillon to Eve. Even when you thought you were responsible for 8 million souls, when you presumed all in human forms were human, you forged ahead. You forged forward. You've come to realize that your family is the holy royal family of geniuses, saints who talk and share, and humans. Okay, what do you do with the leftover uranium or plutonium? One obvious answer is to repurpose the radioactive material, either plutonium or uranium, to produce electricity. To make it suitable for a power plant, the material needs to be diluted with less enriched versions. There are no power reactors anywhere in the world that are designed to deal with weapons-grade materials at plant. You have to downblend it before you can turn it into fuel. But that isn't what happens to most of the radioactive material. It's not always economically viable. It can be cheaper to enrich new material than it is to downgrade it and repurpose it, said Rosner. Note, with the Holy Royal Family, saints, geniuses, and humans in power, the national debt would have been canceled. The money fees charged were, the usury fees charged were immoral and in some states illegal. The corporate status would have been rescinded. So the profit goal no longer exists. What is best for the population is what is being done now under the Holy Royal Family. Just as Nikola Tesla, Eve started free electricity is the goal. I hope we downblend the weapons-grade material, then turn it into fuel, electricity before it decays. I hope we then have plenty of electricity to provide for people all over the world who now use electricity. Author, Bio and Story Archive. Benjamin Plackett is a science journalist based in London and the Middle East, the guy that wrote this article. Usually before the Michelle comments, she writes the word notes or note. Okay, that's it. Will Smith for president. So long.